Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me again today. It is gorgeous up here. The wind's not blowing. It's not super hot. A beautiful day to be driving through the mountains. As I'm sure you could tell by now, I'm not in Kansas anymore, Toto. I am finally back someplace where everything's not just flat and one-dimensional. So, gonna go break in the Hummer. I haven't showed you my Hummer yet. I bought the third vehicle now since I started this channel. It's a little Hummer H3. It has the adventure package on it. So it's a little bit higher ride, a little bit bigger tires than factory, but otherwise everything's pretty much stock on it. And this is one of like 700 H3s made with a manual transmission. So I hate to say it's a rare car, but you know, when you have one of less than 1,000 in existence, it makes it pretty rare. Well, anyway, let's get back on the road. Road I'm driving on here with way too much air in my tires is it's an old railroad grade. Railroad tracks used to come through here and head up over top of the mountain, and then they blasted a new route for the trail, or for the railroad tracks rather, that comes up and actually goes through a tunnel up here. The road I'm going to eventually drive on is going to follow the original railroad grade up over the top of the mountain. I really need to get bead blockers so I can let the air out of my tires. Make this a smooth ride. But anyway, I'll drive up and we'll take a peek at the tunnel that the railroad goes through now, and then I'll turn around and head back down and catch the original railroad grade up over the top. Maybe all the way up to the top of the mountain. As far as you're allowed to drive, the trail's closed once you get all the way up there if there's no snow drifts. So we'll see what happens. So right here we're coming up on this little town of 35 people. I don't know how many actually live here, but not many. This is called Toland. And that actually used to be the sheriff's office right there, where we just passed, and now it says the Toland watering hole, and I didn't see any of the sheriff's vehicles, so I wonder if it's no longer the sheriff's office. But essentially, this is the entire town. And just like that, we are out of it. And then over here, you'll see it better when we get closer, there's a little one-room schoolhouse. It's sitting on private property now. It's been boarded up for years. So here's that schoolhouse. Oh, the tower's missing. There used to be like a little bell tower up on top end right there. I wonder what happened to it. So this is the new railroad tunnel here that the train uses now. It's called Moffett Tunnel. This is the east portal. I believe it was built in 1923 to 1927. Anyway, so this is as close as you can get to the tunnel. You used to be able to get all the way up to it and walk actually inside it before September 11th happened, and then they closed it all off. So this is as close as you can get now. And then there's a trail here that goes up over that mountain. People snowshoe on a lot. So this is part of the original railroad. Came from over there where you see that railroad running now and turned and headed through here. Pretty much stops right there right now, but it used to continue along the side of that mountain right there and kind of head the direction we're going. So this is where we'll meet up with it again here in about a half a mile, and we'll get on the original road that the railroad ran up. So this is the original railroad grade here. It is not maintained at all. It is definitely a off-road trail. So I can hear the train coming. I can't see it yet, but you should see it right along that bottom line. In the meantime, this yellow right there is tailings from a gold mine that was up there. Oh, here's the train right here. So you can tell where the mines are because you can see all that gold iron ore up there, that orange colored. Had to stop and get a peek of this view. A little town down there is Toland that I was showing you before. Man, it smells good. Flowers in the trees. Couldn't resist. Well, like I said, I don't remember this road being this rough. It is definitely worse than it was the last time I was up here. I'm sure of that. Of course, I'm also about 10 years older than I was the last time I came up here, so could be my old age, but man, I do not remember it being this bad. I think I'm about halfway up. There's that place up here we used to camp all the time, and I haven't gotten to it yet, but I know that's close to the top. Also starting to get a little bit of an oxygen deprivation headache. I'm getting pretty far up. The top of this mountain I'm driving up is about 12,000 feet. So for those of you from countries that haven't been to the moon yet, that's about 3,000 meters, a little bit more than 3,000 meters. It's a very rough road. I think I'm getting close, and I don't really want to turn around. I want to go all the way to the top, but I might have to call it a day. I'm also up here by myself, so if I do break my car, it will be a bit of a challenge to hike back out to find cell service to call someone to come get me, which is never fun, so I'll see how it happens. Yeah, so right as I got done saying that, I passed a guy on a dirt bike changing his inner tube because he got a flat tire on his dirt bike. So that makes me a little bit more nervous. My tires are fairly new. I would say they're probably 40% of their life is gone, so 60% remaining. And I do have a good spare. So as long as I only pop one tire, not super concerned. And if I go slow, you know, it sucks, but I shouldn't blow more than one tire. Fingers crossed. Kind of see it through the trees. I've pitched a tent there before, and I actually pitched a tent down here. Let me, oh, that wasn't reverse. I don't know if you can see how steep that is off the nose. I'm gonna drive down it. I should really put the GoPro down for this, so I don't roll my car. But what the hell, right? Let's see if we can get this to stay right here. Get out and show you how. See, with it in gear and with the parking brake, it shouldn't roll. Ugh. Ow. Alrighty. Nice little meadow to camp in down here. So again, man, that just does not look very steep in the camera. I need something I can like hang down so you can get an idea of how. Maybe if I stand over here, get a sideward view on it. Still doesn't look steep. Well, so from the road, I'm just off the road and I'm above the Hummer. So that's how. It really still doesn't look that steep though in the camera. I guess you just have to come up here and see it yourself. All right, let's drive through the meadow and drive back out. I would have been okay with a flat tire. The nut for the strut pulled straight through the top of the little washer. Well, nothing can be done about it. I guess just turn around and go the other way. I don't know if you can hear it clinking down there. The good news is it's just a strut. It's not really that critical. It just improves your ride quality. It does absorb some of the impact, but it's not going to be dangerous to drive or anything. It's just going to make sounds like that the whole way back down the mountain for the next hour. I don't like sounds like that. Those sounds are expensive. Hopefully it doesn't screw up the strut tower. That would be less than ideal. But I suppose you don't do things like this unless you're willing to open your checkbook, right? What happens? Off-road, you break stuff. Definitely not my first time breaking stuff off-road. So, well, I'm gonna listen to this thing sing Jingle Bells to me the whole way back down the mountain. You can kind of see it a little bit better here. So that washer's supposed to go there, and then that bushing goes underneath. This is sharp right here. It's been peeled out. Definitely not ideal to keep driving it this way, but I don't really have a choice. I'll try and get over here and show you what it's supposed to look like. Well, that's that washer and the bushing. So that's how it should be sitting. It's not leaning one way or the other. And like I said, it's just kind of ride quality. It's not really super critical. I really don't want it to beat that strut tower up anymore. But I gotta go 15 miles on this. I don't think it's 15 miles, but it's definitely gonna take an hour. A lot of bumps. A lot of bumps. So this is kind of an abstract version of what I gotta do. So that pin right there is Toland, which is that town right there. I've showed you a couple times now. Now it says 18 minutes, but we all know that's not going to happen no matter what. So 6.5, a little over 6.5 miles with this thing beating around. Yeah, this should be good. Ow. Hopefully that strut tower's fine. The strut, whatever, I'll throw it away and buy a new one. I don't really care about it. Same with the bushing and the washer and all that. I'll just replace both of them while I'm there. Yeah, but the strut tower, I need it to be okay, because otherwise it's going to be a lot of welding. Put in some steel in there and build that up and try and make it strong again. I'll have to weld probably 2 big washers in there. So hopefully the tower's okay. That's really my only concern. I'm just trying to go gentle just to save the tower. Smooth as a baby's butt. Or at least compared to the road I just got off of, it is. Okay friends, here we are on day 2. I'm out at the farm. Got the Hummer up on jacks. Got the tire off. So you can kind of see the kind of damage it's done to the strut tower. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to weld that. Get some steel up in there or something. But in the meantime, I need to get this strut out. So I've got a big old impact driver here. So here's the strut. There's the tower. I don't even know what I'm gonna do here. This is not at all how I wanted it to be. I'ma do some sketchy shit. Doo-da, doo-da. Hope I get away with it. Oh, doo-da-day. Alright, well, I did some sketchy stuff. I think I got away with it. Time will tell. The struts that were in here were AutoZone specials. AutoZone brand. So I don't know how long they were in here for. Obviously aftermarket parts. And they definitely weren't that high quality. So these aren't super high quality either, because I do still want to do a lift kit on this. So I wasn't trying to spend a ton of money. So I got kind of the medium grade ones, so hopefully they'll last me, 2 years or something until I get around to putting a lift kit on this. Because realistically, although I want to do it tomorrow, we all know that's not going to happen. So, all right, well, got the other strut changed out. It's a good thing too. I pulled that top nut and plate off, the one that broke on the driver's side, and it was about to fail on the passenger side too. So I am glad when I ordered the parts, I only asked for one, but I guess the guy thought I wanted two, which worked out. So I just bought them both because they were there. So I'm doing another shakedown cruise. This one's just going to be around the block though. My block looks like this. But I will say already, this part of the road was very, very rough. And it does not feel nearly as rough as it did before. So I'm pretty sure those struts were bad when I bought it even. They were just going to get worse. So probably should have addressed them sooner. That's on me. But, things wear out and you got to replace them. It's just the fact of owning a vehicle. And I bought this to build into an off-road vehicle. I bought it as a toy with the intention of putting a lift kit on it and replacing a bunch of parts, doing all new suspension, all aftermarket stuff, higher quality stuff. I kind of wanted to take a little bit of time doing it. And so again, I'm not putting the highest quality struts on the front because I do intend on replacing them eventually with a real lift kit. Maybe a front axle swap. We'll see what the future looks like. I can notice a 9-day difference with ride quality though, so I'm glad I finally replaced those. Should have done it sooner. So I'm gonna just drive around this loop real quick. It's about 4 miles of not paved road, so it should be enough vibration. I'll get back to the shop and I'll just tighten everything up real quick, just make sure it's all still seated, tighten up the tires again, and we'll be back in business, ready to go break something else. I do need to replace at least my passenger side or my driver's side CV joint needs to be replaced. It's gonna be the next one, and probably the passenger side too. But it's the same thing. I want to put RCVs in it. RCVs are $600 a piece. It's expensive.